Speaking of people, Will, who react to everything, who you question them, you love them or hate them, a week later, what is Aaron Rodgers doing?
I know what Aaron Rodgers is doing.
Tell us. I want to know because I don't know. Other than he's just being Aaron Rodgers for the billionth time.
I know exactly what Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is he's excited that the news cycle gets to be about him again. He gets to get all the focus on him. And in some ways, he runs his flag football tournament, which is for charity. I'm not air quotes for charity is harsh. They raised a lot of money, but it's really an advertisement for his equity firm. And Josh Allen turns up and Jordan Love and Jared Goff, and it was all very nice and a nice little kind of off-season media opportunity and everything. But right now, Aaron Rodgers is holding the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants absolutely to ransom. Those two organizations
and apparently a little Minnesota Vikings that came out, right? Like from what Ian Rappaport or somebody I saw this weekend when I was off this week and I tried to stay off NFL Twitter for 48 hours just for a bit. And again, I refresh while I'm doing the dishes or getting ready to do the dishes. It's hard to tweet and do the dishes at the same time, I will admit that. And it was like Aaron Rodgers says that he is interested in the Vikings or whatever, which felt like a very convenient throw out. Then I woke up this morning being like, well, how's Aaron Rodgers going to do the Vikings if they have J.J. McCarthy and they let Sam Darnold go on and on and on? He's still tied to like 3 teams, but no movement. And in many ways, NFL free agency has just been held up because we're waiting on Aaron Rodgers to make his billionth decision.
And look, this is where, when I say it, I joke about the news cycle thing, but this is what I think Aaron Rodgers is actually doing. And we saw it on The Athletic this weekend. And Mike Silver, friend of the show, was one of the people reporting on it. And he's a Cal Bears guy. And he's a guy who knows Aaron Rodgers. And so immediately you attach a name like that and there's credence to this report, right? Aaron Rodgers wants to play for the Minnesota Vikings. He wants to do the Brett Favre trio. He sees that as his best opportunity to go and win another ring.
Does he know that J.J. McCarthy is on the team?
Well, this is the problem, right? He seems to think it's a legitimate possibility. And the Vikings have done nothing to come out
they haven't
and
shut
strike
it down.
that down.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say for Minnesota, as much as I'm a big Kevin O'Connell fan and as much as I like what they've done over recent years, at no point in this offseason, when all the Sam Darnold drama was happening and is he going to stay and is he going to go, they have never come out and gone, JJ is our guy.
Yep.
JJ is now our starter. I said in this program
last week, I still don't know what to think about JJ McCarthy. Like, we don't know. We're going to have crazy training camp reports. He's horrible. He's great. He's great. He's horrible. There's no book right now on J.J. McCarthy. It's been a long time since a guy has actually played in a real game. And if you're Kevin O'Connell, if you're Brian Flores, if you're Justin Jefferson. Okay, if you're Justin Jefferson, who do you want next year right now throwing you the ball? J.J. McCarthy or Aaron Rodgers, who is guaranteed, 150 yards for you, 2 to 3 touchdowns a game? Who are you betting on at this point?
It's interesting that Rodgers, apparently, again, according to the reporting, is happy to sign a Darnold-style deal. So
that's good to know.
35 million in that range. In a year where you could just end up not in the league
okay
at all.
For him. All right.
Actually, there's a little bit of me that looks and goes, I can get Kirk Cousins for basically the veteran minimum. I'm almost tempted by that rather than Aaron Rodgers. And I have for a long time thought that the Vikings might be the obvious Kirk Cousins landing spot because
which would be cool. Yeah.
They can get him so cheap and it's getting a veteran in there because we don't know what state J.J. McCarthy's going to be in, not only from the fact that he's coming off that horrendous injury, but he's still basically a rookie.
Yeah.
He's had a year in the building.
He might be just fine by week 4, but it might take him a ramp-up period, and there's nothing wrong. I like good quarterback competitions. If it's Anthony Richardson
versus Daniel Jones,
that's not a quarterback competition. If it's Brian Hoyer versus Ryan Mallett, that's not a quarterback competition, which I covered in detail. If it is Aaron Rodgers versus J.J. McCarthy, and I remember not that long ago that Aaron Rodgers had the ability to tutor someone and mentor someone in Green Bay, and that didn't really work out very well. If Aaron Rodgers does sign with the Vikings, there's no help coming at all for JJ. It's like, dude, you're on your own. I'm giving you the rookie treatment. You haven't proven anything. I'm Aaron freaking Rodgers. I'm here to win. That's the thing. If he goes to Minnesota, he's going to win right now. You've got a really good defense. They were a contender all year last year. Aaron Rodgers, good Aaron Rodgers, whatever's left in there, the Darth Vader version, is better theoretically than Sam Darnold. That is an upgrade. Like, if he can get back to where he was 2 years ago, coming off injury, it's a huge question mark. I would never touch the New York Giants. We said that. Yeah.
Yeah, just whisper it quietly. because people don't want to hear this, particularly Jets fans. Aaron Rodgers was actually quite good in the second half of last year. Like 5 or 6 games down the stretch.
Which is why teams are interested. And he's got the whole world betting against him. He knows he's got one more run in him. I've thought all along the Vikings make the most sense. We're not in that room. What does Kevin O'Connell want? What does ownership want? What does Brian Flores want?
He's still, for me, in that system, a little too immobile to run it the way that I think they want to. And I think from a footballing perspective, maybe fits the Steelers kind of, inside zone run, old school, Arthur Smith. I think he fits that a little better. But it is madness to me that he is essentially holding the Steelers to ransom, the Giants to ransom, poor Russell Wilson, who I don't think I've ever felt sorry for Russell Wilson in my life, and yet finally Mr. Unlimited gets a little bit of sympathy from me, because he's just basically sitting there. He had to go and take a meeting with the Cleveland Browns.
He's going on tours. Nobody does free agency tour. When I was an NFL beat writer, it was the guys come in for the day. They come in the facility. You don't want to let them leave. They do their free agency tours. That's cool. That's so old school now. They make a thing called Zoom. We had the pandemic. You have smart. You don't need to go meet with a team. You can sign everything. They do PDFs now. DocuSign. The fact that Russell Wilson had to go around the NFL, reintroduce himself. It was oh yeah, I'm Russell Wilson. I was this really good quarterback at one point for the Seattle Seahawks. I've had a couple bad years. You can still believe in me. And he still doesn't have a team. And everyone is waiting on Aaron Rodgers. It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me that the NFL in 2025, after the Eagles and the Chiefs and everything, that we're still waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And he might not even be that good anymore. I don't know. It's fascinating.